June 2019's paper. Now we're on question 19. And it says AB is the chord of a circle. So that's that bit running across. And AOB is 80. And the area of sector OABB is 25 with 2 pi centimeters squared. So we're going to have to work out the perimeter of the shaded segment. Okay, and give your answer to 3 significant figures. So the first thing we've got to do is find out what R is. So we know that 80 over 360 times pi r squared equals 25 over 2 pi. So we can take off pi from both sides. We can make that 9, divide through by 10, divide through by 40, so that's 2 over 9 r squared equals 25 over 2. And I'm going to times by 9 to get, I think that's 225. So 25 times 9 equals 225. And I'm going to times that by 2, so I'm cross multiplying basically. 2 times 2 is 4, 4r squared equals that. And r squared equals 225 over 4. So that means r equals 15 over 2. So it's plus or minus 15 over 2, but you can't have a minus thing, so it's going to be r equals 7.5. Okay, so now we can pop that there. Pop it in a blue. Let's pop it in a blue. 7.5. And I'll do a little German 7. Or maybe it's a European 7. Anyway, it's not very beautifully done. So now working out the perimeter of the shaded segment. So give your answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the entire area of OPBA. Actually, we know what the area of the segment is, so it's 25 over 2 pi. And we're going to take away this. So this is 80, 7.5, 80. That does that. So we've got to take away that to find out what APB is R. No, what we're trying to find first is we're trying to find out what that is. So firstly, we're going to take away the So first, we are going to find out what the circumference of this bit of it is. Okay, so let's find out circumference of, so that would be pi d, which in this case equals pi times 15, or 15 pi. And that would be divided by, or times by 2/9, which is what the 8th is. So you go 2 over 9 times 15 pi equals 30 over 9 pi equals, I don't know what that is. I think that's it. Oh no, you can divide by 3, so that's 10 over 3 pi. So this bit here, APB, is 10 over 3 pi. So now all we've got to do is find out what this bit is here, A to B. And A to B, I've drawn this really badly, so A to B would be, let's use another colour, so it'd be 80, oops a daisy, I really could do with using a ruler, 7.5, 7.5, so we're going to use, in order to find that, we're going to actually have to use, I think we're going to have to use the cos rule. So this is little a, this is big A, that's B and that's C. So the cos rule is little a squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So we have all of that information. So A squared equals 7.5 squared plus 7.5 squared minus 2 times 7.5 times 7.5 times cos 80. I mean, this isn't brilliant, is it? So let's all go 7.5 squared equals times 2, so that's 112.5. Okay, minus, this is a squared, it's going to be good, 2 times 7.5 times 7.5 times cos 80 equals, so that's 19.535. Okay, and let's just do taking that away. 112.5 equals. So we've got a squared equals 92.964, and we're going to divide that by and then we're going to AC, and then we're going to do answer times -1 for various reasons, and then we're going to do square root of answer equals. So A equals 9.6. So in that case, we now know that the answer is 10/3 pi plus 9.641, etc. And I'm just going to add on plus 10/3 pi equals, so that's altogether that's 20.11, so that's 20.1. So according to this, so the circumference or the perimeter equals 20.1, which I have to say is quite a mouthful. It's quite a lot to do. Right, this looks easier. So A equals 3.46 correct to 3 significant figures, and B equals 6.3 correct to 1 decimal place. So this is a bounds question, and we're not going to look at X for a minute. First we're going to go A. So the one that's in the middle is 3.46. So if we went up 1 in terms of 3 significant figures, we would go to 3.47. If we went down 1, we go to 3.45. So to find the upper bound, we go the middle of those two, and the lower bound is the middle of those two. So it'd be 3.465, and this is 3.455. And then we've got 6.3 compared, and that goes to 6.4 and 6.2. And again, we're going to go upper bound is 6.35 and 6.25. So we've now got our upper bounds and lower bounds for this, and now we'll have a little look at it. So we want to work out the upper bound for x. We want x to be as big as possible. Okay, so that would mean x equals 6 times a. So if it's big as possible, we need to pick the biggest a we can. So the biggest a we can is that. So it'd be 6 times 3.465. And then we want the bottom to be as small as possible. So we want to take, in order for this to be big, because if we divide by the smallest number possible, that's good. So we'll start off with the smallest number, 6.25, minus the biggest number, which is 3.465, and that will give us the answer we need. So we'll do this. Set this up. So it's 6 times 3.465 over 6.25 minus 3.465, and that equals 7. And what we're going to do is 7.46, and that can go in there. So that's to 3 significant figures. And hopefully I can do this one before. So this diagram shows 2 similar bottles. So similar means that they are the same except they're different sizes. Bottle A has a surface area of 240 centimetres squared. Bottle B is 540 centimetres squared and a volume of 2025 centimetres. Work out the volume. So if we do a little thing here, so that's A, that's B. This is their linear size, which we don't know anything about. This is their area size, which we do know. And this is the volume size. So we're going to find the relationship between the surface area for A, which is 240 centimetres squared, and the surface area for B, this isn't very beautifully done, 540 centimetres squared. So in order to do that, we'll do 540 divided by 240, and hopefully we'll find a nice squarish number somewhere in there. Divided by 240 equals 9 over 4. Well, that's all square numbers. So 9 over 4 means that we times, to get from A to B, we times by 9 over 4. And I'm going to put that here. So 9 over 4. So that would mean that in order to get from A to B in a linear, you do 3 over 2, because we'll square root both of them to do that. So square root, and that gives us that. But now, in order to find the volume of A, we've now got, we're going to use the 3 squared, and we're going to cube it. So 3 cubed is 27, and 2 cubed is 8. So we know that we have 2025, and we're going to have to divide 2025 divided by 27.8, and that will give us what the answer to that is. So 2025 divided by 27 over 8 equals 600, which makes some sense. Now, so that's 600 centimetres cubed. And what I want you to do for this is always just make a little table. So you do linear, which is the height or the width. You do surface area, which is the outside, but that's going to be the square of that. And then we do volume, which is the cube of whatever the linear is. And you can use that as your scale factor as you go up. Right, that's me done.